Ex-alcoholics, what major event helped you quit drinking? I was 16 when my whole family died. We were driving home from my sister's soccer game, laughing at something stupid. Then I woke up in a hospital bed with a doctor standing over me, wearing the face of someone who didn't want to be the one to say it. After that I just shut down. No close family, so they put me in foster care. The people who took me in barely acknowledged I existed. Made me sleep in the shed when I did something that displeased them. Some nights I went to bed hungry. I started sneaking out, finding strangers to buy me whatever cheap liquor I could get my hands on. By 18 I was homeless. The routine was simple: wake up, go to work, buy booze, pass out, repeat. I had no reason to stop. I genuinely did not care whether I woke up the next morning or not. Then one night I was drinking outside a gas station when a cop pulled up. I kept my head down, waiting for him to tell me to move along or just arrest me. Instead he leaned against his car and said, "You even old enough for that?" I shrugged. Yeah, basically. He looked at me for a moment, then nodded toward his car. Get in. I figured fine, maybe a night in a cell would be better than the concrete anyway, but he didn't take me to the station. He went inside and came back out with a coffee and a bag of food. Handed them to me. "Eat," he said. I stared at the bag. It had been a while since someone said that like they actually meant it. I didn't say much, but somehow he got me talking. I told him I had no one, no home, nothing. He listened. Then he told me to wait at the station until his shift ended. That night he brought me to his place. "Couch is yours," he said, tossing me a blanket. "We'll figure things out in the morning." I don't know why, but I told him everything. My family, the drinking, the shed. He just nodded like none of it surprised him. Then he told me he'd lost his wife in a car accident too. Said he understood. He didn't try to fix me, didn't lecture me, didn't make me feel like a project. He just helped. He took me to get a new ID since mine was long gone. Helped me find better work. Kept his fridge stocked and told me to eat whatever I wanted. When I disappeared for days on a bender, he didn't yell when I came back. Just looked at me and said, "You done?" One time he found me passed out in my car and didn't say a single word. Just opened the door, pulled me up, and walked me inside. Sat me down at the kitchen table and put a plate of food in front of me. I could barely keep my eyes open, but I remember him saying, "You keep doing this, you're going to end up like the guys I scrape off the sidewalk at 3 in the morning." I laughed. Maybe that's the plan. He didn't laugh. Just shook his head and said, "Nah, not you." I didn't believe him, but something about the way he said it stayed with me. One day he came home and told me he could get me into a program, law enforcement. I just had to sober up first. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to believe I could do it, but I couldn't. I told him no. Then one night he didn't come home. The next morning I saw the headline, "A cop shot in the line of duty." My stomach dropped. I ran to the hospital and pushed past nurses until I found his room. He was unconscious, hooked up to machines. They said he'd live, but he'd need help. I told them I'd do it. For weeks I took care of everything. Cooked, cleaned, picked up his medications, got him to every appointment. I barely thought about drinking. It just didn't seem important anymore. Like it had quietly stopped being the point. One night he looked over at me and said, "Hey, when did you quit?" "Quit what?" He smirked. "I haven't seen you drunk in weeks." I hadn't even noticed. He reached over and clapped a hand on my shoulder. That's what a real man does. After he healed, I told him I wanted to try the program. He helped me get in. We became family. Eventually I became a cop too. That was 7 years ago. I haven't thought about taking a sip since.